almost 10 years now.
Oh, wow. All right.
Paraguay, not one of the more active federations.
The great thing about weightlifting is it's a really inexpensive sport to start. It doesn't require a lot of upfront money. Doesn't require a lot of space. So I would assume it's fairly easy if the country wanted to implement a weightlifting program that at least they can get the very basics to start doing it.
All right, so we are now back to Christopher Linton of Costa Rica's second attempt. Let's see if he can keep it closer to his body. And he did. That's a better lift.
Much better.
That was good form.
Yes. You know, although this is a B session, you know, if everybody whoever totals in this session is going to score points for their team, for their country.
Yeah, I think we have a total of 14 in the class. And that means all of them are double digits, just about all of them are potential double-digit point scorers.
Right. So this is an important. These are important lifts for these lifters for their own countries.
Well, thus far, we are off to a good start for Linton.
He does kind of kick the bar away from himself.
Needed that for his goal. Let's take a look at it on the replay here. You want to see that from the side?
Sure. Yeah, he kind of pushes it away from himself a little bit.
On the original start list, there were a total of 17 lifters in this category.
Total.
So we got 7 here, 10 this evening. They still have to weigh in. Anything could change. As we've seen, there's always the opportunity for adventure and drama. The Pan Ams. Just to fill everyone in on that, if there's any lingering doubt of what's going on with the Brazilian Fernando Reis, the super heavyweight, he will be lifting, but as an extra lifter. And the result of that is that the United States petitioned the Pan American Federation for an extra lifter.
Which is my lifter.
Ali Ludwig, but she will be competing in the women's 90, which will be tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
So thank you, Fernando Reis.
All right, so now we're back to, or at least we're calling out, Mario Martinez for his first attempt.
He comes forward, like if you look at it from the side, as he comes off the floor, everything kind of shifts forward. And he's got no chance to make it once that happens.
Okay, yeah, and he doesn't get it back into that really secure position there, or at least on that one. Hopefully he'll make the correction. And something of a theme we're seeing here.
Yes.
These first couple of attempts.
I wonder, now I'm not making my statement based on what I'm seeing right here, but I wonder if the platform is level.
I think it is. The floor is not. Actually, there was quite a bit of work that went into this platform. The dome that we're in, the building that we're in, actually has a pitched floor because of all of the heavy storms in the area here. I guess sometimes
so there's a dome on the top of the building and a dome at the bottom of the building.
Bottom of the building, yeah. We are under the dome, literally. There is a drain, from what I understand, in the center of the floor. The floor is slightly pitched, almost like what you see in a bathroom, like in a shower. Right. So there is a slight pitch to the floor, and they had to compensate very heavily for that when they laid the stage and the platform down. It is level, but it did create, we broke the platform yesterday.
Yes.
Specifically, Harrison Morris broke the platform yesterday on his third clean and jerk.
Kids today, I'll tell you, I don't know what you're going to do with them.
All right, Mario Martinez, 127 kilos, second attempt.
That was a much better attempt.
So yeah, overnight, this is a new platform that they had to lay down overnight after lifting concluded last evening. They realized that one of the slats was no good, and they had to change out the whole thing.
Well, we have to give we owe a debt of gratitude to the crew
of USA Weightlifting.
Of USA Weightlifting, to
volunteers of Team Soul.
Yeah, and Pedro for leading the charge.
They have not been without their challenges thus far this week, but so far everything has been on time. Everything has run smoothly. Their lifting has been great. And, 6 more sessions today. I think it's 6 more. And, we've got the potential for a lot of fun over the course of the day. Right now,
6 more. We need a raise.
5 more. All right. Linton has moved up. Enrique Juanico of Uruguay. Interesting in this class, there are a couple of member federations we're seeing here that don't usually field large teams.
Sure.
in this B group. It's good lifting, but I think overall what you're seeing is a little bit less experience in these lifters. For most of them, it is the first time we're seeing them on an international stage, first time at Pan Am's. Juanico has, however, lifted at a junior Pan Am's. Snatched 125 back
Solid
in
lift.
2014, and there's 130 right there. Take a look at this again.
It's a good lift, a good solid. This is opener. Is that his opener?
That was. All right, Soto was introduced, then moved up. So now we have clock running on Christopher Linton of Costa Rica. This is his 3rd attempt. He's been successful on his first 2. Last year he bombed in the Pan Am's with 126 in the snatch with 126 kilos. Had a tough day.
Well, he's having a better day today.
So far, can he make it 3 for 3?
Oh.
No lift there. Right arm never got to full extension.
It looked like the bar was out in front a little bit as well.
Looking at the start there.
Well, the bar wasn't so much out in front. His body was kind of leaned forward and pushed the bar out front.
All right, so that means Linton will be credited with 125 kilos from his 2nd attempt. And now Arzamendia. Paraguay is the lifter. This is his 3rd attempt. He just made 125 on his 2nd attempt. Lifted at the Rio Test event as an 85 last year in Brazil. Snatched 120. All right. Up a bodyweight class, up 10 kilos from a year ago. Nice 2 for 3 series there for Arzamendia. Now Mario Martinez.
Every time I hear that name in a weightlifting meet, I
have a vision of something else.
I see something else.
All right, well, he has changed, so now Enrique Juanico of Uruguay has been called for his 2nd attempt. That's his automatic increase. We'll see a change in a moment, I think. Just saw the change going into the back. So now Martinez, 131. 4-kilo jump from his 2nd attempt success with 127. Nine lifters in this group. And this is moving pretty quickly. 7 lifters, excuse me. This is moving pretty quickly. Here's Martinez, 131.
Oh, he's going to get him on the arm.
Is that shoulders? No lift, majority decision. Let's see that from the front.
Yeah, that's an elbow.
Very good effort, close miss there. That means Martinez will be credited with 127 kilos from his second attempt. And now we have Luis Lemenza of Puerto Rico. This is his first attempt. Lemenza is a junior. He's one of a couple juniors we've seen from Puerto Rico this week. 1998 year of birth. He does have another year as a junior. He snatched 140 at the Junior Worlds just a couple of weeks ago. Here he is opening with 135.
Nice. Solid opener.
That was really good. No problem there. Technically perfect. Great start there for Lemenza. Now we have his teammate and countrymate Juan Soto. Soto making his second senior Pan Am appearance. Lifted in the youth Pan Ams a couple of times. It's a 77. Last year he was in the senior Pan Am, snatched 130.
Not as a 77 though.
It was a 94.
Okay. So that's quite a year of eating.
Nice.
Very nice lift.
And you can tell he's inexperienced.
Yes. It's interesting to bring that up. You can definitely tell the difference between somebody who's might be just fairly new to the sport and somebody like this who we can tell has been doing this for a while.
There's a lot of repetitions on form like that.
Yes.
There's no question.
Yes, it's very, when I mean tight, I don't mean tight like a tight muscle. It's just
efficient.
It's efficient and smooth.
All right, so now Enrique Juanico, second attempt, 136 kilos. He made his opener with 130. Right arm never got there. Pull was okay.
Yeah, the bar needed to come back just a little bit. A little bit. So it puts him on a 2-minute clock. I would imagine he's staying here, not going up.
Yeah, agreed. He would need to go to 140.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
So, yeah, I don't see the value in doing that. And one thing to note, it looks like I see dashes. It hasn't been formally announced, but Luis Andres Padilla has withdrawn. I did not hear the announcement if it was made, but those are dashes. That means he is out. He did weigh in, and he is on the scoreboard. But with that, with those markings, that means something might have happened in the back, and he is a late scratch. So we will not see Padilla. We have Juanico here, third attempt. No. So Juanico will have to take his opening attempt, make at 130 into the clean and jerk, and now we will go to 140 kilos. And we have two lifters left, both of them from Puerto Rico, both of them on second attempts, both of them taking 140. And I would say, based on what we've seen so far from them, they're certainly snatching weights that would have been, that we will see later tonight in the A session.
Openers probably
140 range. I think we will see a few lifters in this area. The thing with both of these guys, at least from what I'm seeing, is the clean and jerk isn't quite there.
Yeah, it's especially if they haven't been lifting for a while, for a long period of time.
Well, Lemenza here is a junior,
right? So the clean and jerk just takes time, and I would imagine he might be up a weight class at some point as well.
Menza made his opener with 130. He snatched this 140 at Junior Worlds. And he's 2 for 2 in it. He's got great technique.
Clean and jerk just takes a little bit more time to develop. You got to develop that man strength. It doesn't happen overnight.
There are a few here
There's some men and
that just happen to not be that old yet.
right.
Hasan Lopez.
And lady from last night from Colombia.
Yeah.
She's great to watch.
All right, so now here's Juan Soto, 140, second attempt. This will move him into second because Lemenza just made it on the prior attempt. Nice rebound.
Good attempt.
All right, excellent job there by Soto. Let's take a look at this on replay. Just slightly forward, that's how he had to chase it, or why he had to chase it a little high.
His hips came up a little bit as the bar passed the knee, which can cause the hips to push the bar away in the explosion. But he made it. So
he made it.
I would imagine
pretty easily
on the increase. If he does that, it's going to decrease his chances.
We're down to our final two attempts of the snatch competition here in the men's 94B category. Both of the final two attempts belong to the two lifters from Puerto Rico. Both have made their opening and second attempts. So this has been a very nice display of lifting here by the group. I mean, overall, nobody has bombed.
Session.
Nobody has bombed. Again, we're saying that, and I like to say that.
Yes.
And only one lifter has made just one attempt.
Right.
So high success rate here from this group, and with our two remaining lifters, we have a shot at seeing both of them go 3 for 3. And right now we've got the junior from Puerto Rico, Luis Lemenza, third attempt. He tried this 145 in Tokyo at the Junior Worlds on both his second and third attempts and didn't make it. So this is a weight that he's attempted before and has been elusive.
Yes. All right.
Third time's a charm for Luis Lemenza. Great effort.
Good
great lift.
Yeah.
And you start getting into 145. I mean, this is when the bar looks great. You got the 3 plates on there, and he just crushes this.
It's nice. I'm glad he made it after being unsuccessful at the Junior Worlds.
Just a month ago, 2 cracks at it. And yeah, it really is great to see. All right, so now Juan Soto is going to hold pat with this 145, which means Luis Lemenza will take the lead from this group into the clean and jerk, regardless of outcome on this attempt.
So he's got to keep his chest up. Chest up when the bar passes the knee so he doesn't kick it away. That's better.
It was a lot better.
That was better.
Oh, man.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do, except make it. He made the correction.
Look at this. I mean, the form here off the floor, pull,
Oh,
everything.
you got to make that.
He just leaned forward enough.
Usually errors that behind are the ones that you kick yourself in the butt for.
Yeah, that's what did we refer? We've referred to it before as a chair flinger.
Yeah.
You can go back and see him being pretty annoyed after that. But in any case, very nice display of form. He'll be credited with he being Soto will be credited with 140 kilos. That puts us into our 10-minute break here at the men's. we see this where the 10-minute clock expires, a first lifter is called, and then 5 or 6 changes come in.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to lay your cards on the table too soon.
Sometimes it's not even strategy, because if you think about it, in this B group, it's not like they're going for medals necessarily, but
Placement.
They are going for placement, but I think with this short turn in a small group, when these changes come in early, I think what you're finding is that the coaches are looking for more time to complete the warm-up.
Sure. I mean,
Right.
if you were last in the snatch and towards the beginning of the clean
quick
turn,
turn.
it's a quick turn.
All right, so here's Arzumendia. Nice start here with 155. For now, that will give him a 285 kilo total, and he has 2 to go. Almost caught that at parallel. Very nice form. It's a good lift. All right, so now we'll see Enrique Juanico of Uruguay. First attempt, 155 kilos.
All right.
Nice start to the session. 2 made lifts in a row.
Whoa. He nearly lost that clean. He's a little rough around the edges. I mean, made the attempt, but as the weight gets heavier, he's gonna not be able to make those same mistakes, or else he's gonna wind up with the bar, his back on the platform and the bar on top of him.
All right, so now here's Linton of Costa Rica, 155 kilos.
Good lift. Good clean.
Bit of a fight, little bit of wobble
Yeah.
in those arms, but ultimately 3 white lights, good lift. That one was teetering on the ledge, but thankfully the referees did not see any clear bending and rebending of the elbows.
No, he was a little wobbly, but his arms were locked.
Exactly. So good lift there for Linton at 155. And now 156 is being called for the first attempt of Mario Martinez. Looks like he is going to come out and take this. This is the first Pan Am Championships we're seeing Martinez at.
Clean.
A little bit forward, but nice effort, but no lift by majority decision. Let's take a look at it from the front if we can.
Or the
Lift it from the side. Yeah. Oh, switched over. There we go.
There we go.
Clean was nice.
Yep. Oh, I got a
Whatever it was, it
question
was
that
slight.
call.
We just saw another lifter with a very similar effort have the lift go his way.
That's a tough call.
Wrong side of the lights, I guess.
Right.
It's just bad luck. I mean, really nice effort. That one really could have gone either way. So what we're doing now is calling Martinez back. Another lifter was introduced, so his 2-minute clock has been burned, and he still has 150 on the clock. So for a 94 kilo, we talk about the strategy of burning somebody's 2-minute clock. With the younger lifter, or excuse me, with the lighter lifters, yeah, and the younger lifters, is not as big a deal. But when you start getting into these heavier weight classes, It's not fun
No.
to take 2 heavy clean and jerks in 2 minutes.
No. Yeah, there's no doubt there.
Yep, Martinez was game to the task. Good for him. Good lift on a comeback after a tough call on his opener. So you draw it up. Nice job. He has a total and another attempt remaining. And right now we are running the clock on Enrique Juanico. Second attempt. He's moved up. And that's going to call right now Mario Martinez for 158. See some movement over to the table. I think Martinez is going to go up. Change has gone in. So again, I think a lot of this at this point, or in this group, a B session, placement matters. They are looking to get ahead of each other, but I also think that some of this gaming on the clock here with these jumps, not putting in your declaration right away, letting yourself get called, it slows things down a little bit, and I think it's a strategy that coaches are using individually for their own lifter to buy a little bit of time, but when they all do the same thing, it creates a lot of what we're seeing right now.
Right.
Delay. And with a smaller group of 7 lifters all batched together pretty close, that additional time isn't necessarily a bad thing right now for the lifters.
No, not at all. Not at all. For those of you that have never clean and jerked in a competition, it's like to JP's point. I mean, if you have to go out there one after the other and take these heavy clean and jerk attempts, it is exhausting. You know, at the end of a meet, even though you'll do 6 competition lifts and maybe 6 or 7 warm-up attempts in the snatch and 5 or 6 warm-up attempts in the clean and jerks. You're talking about under 20 lifts.
Yeah.
But by the end of that day, it's like you got hit by a truck.
If you didn't, you didn't lift heavy.
Right. If you didn't lift heavy enough. So you got to get your rest whenever you can get it.
All right. So now here's Arzamendia.
Good clean. Wasting no time in the jerk.
No, we've seen a couple of lifters here do that. He does that very well. Rides that initial bounce right out of the clean. No hesitation.
You know, I was yesterday after the 77 session, I was talking to the coach of the silver medalist, John Brose.
Good lift there.
And we were talking about his lifter, Angelo Bianco, doesn't take a breath. He stands up from the clean, goes right away into the jerk. It doesn't take a breath, and he says that he likes doing that because it doesn't. It's more efficient
for him.
Yeah, so they practice this in training.
All right, so now here's Linton, second attempt, 160 kilos.
Oh. A little forward on the dip, but we recovered nicely.
Nice split. Good job.
Yeah.
2 for 2.
Good lift.
That'll give him a 285 kilo total for the moment with 1 attempt to go.
Normally, after the clean, when you would recover from the clean, you would take a breath and reset yourself, and then go ahead and perform the jerk.
Exactly like we've seen.
Like with this
right here.
Like we see here.
Very nice. All right. Now this will bring back Mario Martinez with the same 160. 2 others have made 60, so if he's successful here, this will move him into 3rd in the clean and jerk and 2nd in the total. Currently, the leader has 290. That is Arzamendia.
Oh. This is going to be a tough one.
No, it isn't.
Nor not.
Wow. Great job. By all accounts, it should have been. That was a grinder of a clean.
When you're back rounds like that in the clean, generally the jerk doesn't happen, but good for him.
Nice recovery, good save. All right, so now we have Enrique Juanico of Uruguay, 161 kilos. This is his 2nd attempt. And it is a 1 kilo increase. Oh no, he made 58 on his 2nd, I'm sorry. Good lift for Juanico. Actually, it was a 6 kilo increase from his opener. He now has a 291 kilo total and the lead in the group. And this will bring back Christopher Linton of Costa Rica. Linton thus far is 4 for 5, and he's going to look for at least 163. He's made a change, so now 62 has been the weight called for Arzamendia of Paraguay, and I have a feeling that he will be moving up. There's the move over to the table. The next lifter that's going to be called is Enrique Juanico. He too will move up. And then Arzamendia is going to be called again. They're just exchanging.
Yeah.
Look, at some point you run out of changes. So at some point one of them will have to take, somebody will have to take a lift. And there's the change. So Arzamendia at 163.
So after you have up to the first 30 seconds to make a declaration, and then once you make the declaration, you have 2 more changes for each attempt.
Within that 30 seconds, if it's a 1 minute clock. If it's a 2 minute clock, you can go all the way down to 30 seconds. In this case, it has been 1 minute clocks that they've been switching off of. So it looks like Vadion Arzamendia will take 163 kilos on his 3rd. Lift.
Good lift.
Take a look at this. His opener in the snatch and went perfect all the way through and closes it out right here with this 163.
He really built up some good momentum after that first miss. And
didn't let it get to him and ran out a very good day of lifting. He is currently the leader in this group. Christopher Linton, who is on his 3rd attempt with 163, will not be able to get past Arzamendia with this lift if he makes it. He currently has a 285 kilo total. This will move him up to 288.
The jerk.
Same thing with him. Majority decision there, but either way, that was a very good lift. And that closes out a 4 for 6 performance for him, 291 kilo total. And by rhythm, you're saying the dip into the split?
Yeah, he has a nice way that he makes the transition. His feet move nicely. The feet land at the same time as the arms lock.
And we're now looking at the third attempt of Enrique Juanico of Uruguay. He is also 2 for 2. Tough clean again, step forward.
Yeah, he's a little rough around the edges. You know, he's not very polished just yet. I don't know how long he's been lifting.
Well, he'll be credited with 163 kilos from his second attempt. 161 kilos, I'm sorry, from his second attempt, 291 kilo total. And, you know, we're through 4 lifters and only 2 missed attempts thus far in the session.
Which is very, very, very unusual.
And it's terrific. It really is a pleasure to watch. It really is a sign of good coaching, good technique.
Yes.
And
good calls by the
calls
coaches.
Good calls for the weights. I mean, and these guys are getting their job done. All right, so now here's Juan Soto. We're down to our final 2 athletes of the group, both lifters from Puerto Rico. Juan Soto is opening with 165 kilos. Soto opened with 155 last year in Cartagena. He ultimately made 160 and missed this weight on his third attempt. So here he is opening with it.
That's great to see.
Sideways a bit, but he saved it.
Good, solid overhead position.
Yes, and that's what saved the lift for him.
Yes. If you have a really strong overhead position, it hides some of the problems that you might have with your footwork.
And he made a nice adjustment. He made a really nice adjustment because he was so solid in that punch out. So that is a great start for Juan Soto. And now we've got 170. Soto's not messing around with the clock at all. Looks like his teammate is ready. He put in the change to 170 right away. He's not interested in time. I'm ready to go. And Luis Lavenza will be the lifter. Luis weeks ago, he also lifted at the junior. Went 5 for 6, totaled 316. That looks like the best he's done on an international stage. Let's see if he can get past that 316 today.
Where is he at right now? With if he makes this?
With the 45.
Okay.
He'll be
so
right,
305.
Yeah. He'll be on track.
Good lift. Well, his knee wrap has just come undone. Hopefully it doesn't slip. Good concentration.
Yeah, good job. And actually that ties his 315. So that gives him the 315. Anything is what he did there. I'm sorry, snatched 41. So anything he does will get him the total. So now 170 kilos has been called for Juan Soto for his second attempt.
So JP, I mean, you're a technical official. What's the rule when something like the knee wrap comes undone and hits the ground? Is that a?
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll clarify why in a second. We'll take a look at Soto here at 170 for his second attempt.
Good lift. A little tough getting up.
Lifted, but majority decision. Good lift.
I'm
Let's see
glad.
that from the front. Play it again from the front. Soto's on his 2-minute clock.
Taking a little bit of time in his setup there.
It looks like the replay froze. But anyway, to answer your question about the knee sleeve hitting the ground, when that happens, the rule is that the only part of the body that can touch the platform is your feet, right? So if your knee touches the platform, if your butt touches the platform, anything else, no lift. The confusion when a knee wrap comes undone or something like that is that people confuse the knee sleeve or a wrist wrap as part of the body. What that really is part of your costume. So there is no specific rule that says if a part of your costume touches the platform, it's no lift. And you don't want that knee sleeve there, obviously, for the reason that you mentioned. Sure. It can be a hazard, but it is not a cause for no lift. And there was some confusion, I think, in years past where there was some officials here in the U.S. that used to
call people on that.
Call people on that because they were treating the knee sleeve or whatever you want to call it, wraps as part of the body.
Well, in the past, some of our officials have been north of 100 years old, so they might, who knows what we're actually seeing.
All right, so now we are running 2-minute clock here on Juan Soto for his third and final attempt at 175. Unless he wants 177, he is going to have to follow himself here. Looks like he is going to take 75.
And this is a nice lift for 94 kilos.
Successful. It will give him a head. Will 5 for 6.
Oh, get up. Oh, wow. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. Oh,
man, he is a fighter. Let's look at that from the front.
Oh,
this is just one of those efforts.
Great effort.
Even when it's a miss, you give a really nice round of applause. This is a grinder.
I mean, I know there's no moral victories for misses, but, I mean.
There are for effort.
Man.
He really
jammed himself onto that bar.
All right. No lift. He will have to settle with a 170-kilo second attempt success and a 310-kilo total for Juan Soto, and we are now down to our final 2 attempts of this session. They both belong to Luis Lamenza of Puerto Rico. And as mentioned, Lamenza is looking for a personal record here. He is in shape. He tried 177 on his third attempt at the Junior Worlds in Tokyo. Was not successful. Great clean.
Oh, that was not a good attempt.
It was
in
close.
The jerk.
In the jerk.
And the clean was great.
Let's take a look at this here. excellent catch position.
Not
excellent
enough
rebound.
drive. He just didn't. The bar didn't jump off the body like it needed to be.
Did he? You know what? I think I saw his shoulders roll forward just a little bit at the
It
bottom.
looks
of that
heavy.
dip.
Like the dip looks heavy. He might have been in bad position. He might have been losing his air.
Yeah.
Could have been. We'll see on this third attempt.
But I'll say this much, and I see what you're pointing out on the bottom position of the clean there. I really do like the receiving position and how he got up out of that. I mean,
Yeah.
he's strong in the legs. And when you say it looks heavy, we understand the weight's heavy. It is. It's 177 kilos. But what you mean by that is that the weight is controlling his body a little bit as
Yes.
opposed to having that rigidity and the
Yes.
ability to hold
Yes.
his posture.
Yes.
So I see where the breakdown was on that. But overall, if we look at the day that Lamenza has had, if you're watching this right now in the B session, you're not going to be seeing him in the B session again. I look forward to the next couple of years with
What's
this
his
guy.
age?
He's got another year as a junior. He's born in
so
'98.
That's great.
He's going to be one of the premier lifters, I think, in Pan Am's in the years ahead. And this will be a nice way to close out this session. 177 kilos.
And Puerto Rico does a nice job with their lifters, so with developing them. So I agree with JP. This probably is the last time we'll see him in a B session.
All right, so now here's Lamenza, 177, third attempt, final lift of the 94B group.
Better clean. So let's see if that if it's heavy or if it was just a bad attempt.
Better.
Better,
hang
but
on
not,
here?
He's not going to get it.
Yes, he is.
Oh.
Good lift. Wow, that was close. It was wobbly, but the refs, they gave it to him.
It's been a little bit inconsistent with the calling of the.
Inconsistent to the good.
Yes, no,
Lamenza will take it.
I'm an ex-lifter. I'm always going to be happy when the lifters get it.
This is a great effort here. Great way to close the session. 300.
Much.
Lifting. He will be back. Kilo B category. That will be a good one. We will be back soon on behalf of USA Weightlifting and its media sponsor, Barbend. I am JP Nicoletta.
And I'm Sean Waxman of Waxman's Gym.
We'll see everybody at noon.